The words weren't in the original play. Da Ponte penned them. But what makes it really exciting is what Mozart does. He brings us much closer to the subversive zeal of the original by couching these rather revolutionary words with an aristocratic minuet. So Figaro is having this imaginary conversation with his master when he's saying, I'm going to be in charge, not you. And the music surrounding it is of utter nobility.
Signor Contino, il chitarrino le suonerò, il chitarrino le suonerò, sì, le suonerò, sì, le suonerò.
The Emperor allows that your Figaro should criticize his master.
If that master should act as his Count does, seeking to seduce and corrupt another's betrothed. Well, His Excellency knows many in his own court who are looser than our Count. This piece will speak to them in a language they understand.
And the poor Countess, oh, how she knows she's lost the love of her husband.
But she's not a helpless woman. Like you, she is strong and resourceful. Read on there.
Porgy Amor has these incredible long lines of intense suffering. But, as the music shows you, this is not, repeat not, a woman lying down to take it. There's heroism here, and cunning as well. After all, you have to understand and believe that the Count chose her. The music has these great sort of swirls of harmony. It's in F major, which is a lovely open key, and it's deep and rich and burnished, like a good Bordeaux.
She will join forces with the servant Figaro and his beloved Susanna, and together they will trap the Count.
And there is no doubt of Susanna's love for Figaro.
I'll let the music answer that question. Here.
In The Marriage of Figaro, Mozart's genius for ensemble writing reaches its zenith with complex conversations that crisscross but never clash. The great thing that opera affords to any composer is the opportunity to articulate several different points of view simultaneously. And of course, in the hands of someone like Mozart, it's elevated into a completely different stratosphere. He had this amazing ability to inhabit a form with complete artistic freedom, and then to look on it from the outside, in a sense to be looking at the whole of humanity with huge wisdom.
Senti questa!
Our world is so full of hurt for women. Tell me you will never turn a cold shoulder to me, Wolfgang.
Oh, my dear little wife, who is quite plump, but only round the middle. I kiss your hands 1,000 times. We did not marry to live a life of vexation and quarrel, but to live in peace and happiness.
Al
opera's first performance in Vienna, some of the singers made deliberate mistakes out of hatred and envy. Their intention was to bring about the opera's downfall. I tell you, when this piece was performed in my hometown, Prague, Mozart's art triumphed completely.
Will you dance with me? Well, another time then!
How accurately the subtlety of your melodies expresses the meaning of the poet's words.
It took me a while to trust De Ponte, you know. These Italian gentlemen can be very civil to your face, but behind their smiles...
Given the unpleasant professional rivalry and relative lack of success in Vienna, Figaro only ran for 9 performances, why didn't he simply move on to somewhere like Prague, where he was more appreciated? I think it's possibly because he was determined to succeed on his own terms. He'd adopted Vienna as his home and so had to prove himself to the city. Anything less was true failure.
May I address you as a friend? Here, we appreciate the true value of your works. Come and live in Prague.
True. I met with all possible courtesies and honour here. And Prague's indeed a very beautiful city. But I'm homesick. And long to be back in Vienna and the arms of my dear Constanza. Here in Prague, people talk of nothing but Figaro. No opera draws audiences but Figaro. Nothing can be played, sung or whistled except Figaro. Young people fly about in sheer delights to Figaro arranged for dancing. Nothing. Nothing but Figaro.
The success of our piece was as complete as we could desire. Theatre managers would cry, "Long live Mozart, long live De Ponte. As long as they exist, we shall never starve."
Coffee, Master.
No time, Primus?
Master. Thank you, Primus.
The Magic Flute is one of the most extraordinary works Mozart ever wrote. In fact, it's one of the most extraordinary operas ever written. It represents the culmination of all Mozart's social and political beliefs, eloquently expressed through his music.
2 minutes, Mr. Chickinator.
The path that started with the Domeneo developed through Figaro and the other operas he wrote with Da Ponte and reaches its sublime height in the Magic Flute. And whereas his Italian operas had been written for the Italian opera house in the city centre, this one was written for the suburban theatre and a mainly middle-class audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Emmanuel Chickinator.
Everyone here, good. Actors and actresses of the Free House Theatre, we are to have the honor to perform for the first time a grand German opera in 2 acts. The Magic Flute, written by your humble servant, Emmanuel Chickinator, proprietor of said theatre, with music composed by Kapellmeister and Imperial Royal Chamber composer